FURINA is one of the most broken supports in the game who not only increases the damage output of the whole team but also does a ton of damage off-field. She is very flexible to use and also enables certain teams due to her unique abilities. And in this video, I'll discuss the optimal ways to play FURINA along with her best builds and teams to help you maximize her potential. So let's get started. Starting with FURINA's talents and abilities, her normal attacks combo up to 4 consecutive strikes dealing physical damage. Performing a charged attack will change her arc alignment while dealing physical damage to nearby enemies, and performing a plunge attack will deal an AoE physical damage upon impact. Periodically, performing FURINA's normal attacks will summon a Spirit Breath Thorn or a Surging Blade based on her current alignment, dealing hydro damage. This will be helpful to solve specific kinds of puzzles or stun certain enemies requiring either Pneuma or Ugia aligned attacks, which will be quite useful during exploration or while in combat. Using her elemental skill has different effects based on her current arc alignment. In Ugia alignment, she summons 3 Salon members dealing AoE hydro damage based on FURINA's max HP. These members attack nearby opponents, prioritizing the target of the active character, dealing hydro damage based on FURINA's max HP. And if nearby character's HP is more than 50%, these attacks consume certain amounts of their HP to increase its damage, and it will deal greater damage if there are more characters who satisfy this requirement, increasing their damage by up to 40%. In contrast, when FURINA has Pneuma alignment while using her elemental skill, she will summon the Singer of Many Waters, who will consistently heal nearby party members based on FURINA's max HP, which helps in keeping the party members' HP above 50%, which is essential for getting the additional damage bonus for her E-skill. Additionally, while the Salon members or the Singer of Many Waters are on the field, FURINA gains the ability to move upon water's surface, and since her E-skill lasts longer than her cooldown, she can walk upon water's surface indefinitely, allowing her to cross any water surface regardless of its size. Furthermore, FURINA's elemental burst creates a stage of foam, dealing AoE hydro damage based on FURINA's max HP, and causing the nearby party members to enter the universal revelry state. During this time, when nearby party members lose or gain HP, FURINA will receive 1 fanfare point for each HP change equivalent to 1% of their max HP, and based on the number of fanfare points, FURINA will increase the damage as well as incoming healing of the whole party. When she reaches the maximum of 300 fanfare points, she provides a 75% damage bonus along with a 30% healing bonus to the entire team. Due to this massive damage bonus provided by FURINA, she is one of the most broken supports in the game, and this healing bonus helps FURINA in obtaining fanfare points more quickly by providing more HP to the team through heals. Also, if the active character's source of healing is not FURINA and the healing amount exceeds their max HP, then FURINA will heal all nearby party members for 2% of their max HP every 2 seconds within the next 4 seconds, which will be quite handy in teams where you put FURINA with a healer who can only heal the active character. Apart from that, every 1000 points of FURINA's max HP will increase her Salon members' damage by 0.7% up to a maximum of 28%, while decreasing the healing interval of the Singer of Many Waters by 0.4% up to a maximum of 16%, meaning that FURINA needs to have at least 40,000 HP to reach its maximum benefits. Additionally, while FURINA is in the party, the cooldown of xenochromatic abilities gets decreased by 30%, which is quite helpful for Fontaine's underwater exploration. But keeping that aside, FURINA is basically a support character who provides a massive damage bonus to the team through her elemental burst and deals most of the damage off-field using her E-skill. So you should focus on leveling up her burst talent first, followed by her E-skill. And you should only level up her normal attack talent if your FURINA is C6, otherwise you don't need to level it up. Now since FURINA provides the buffs through her elemental burst, it's important to generate enough energy to keep her burst active as frequently as possible. And even though the energy cost for her burst isn't that high, a good ER weapon like the Favonius Sword, Festering Desire, or the Fontaine's Fishing Sword is recommended for activating her elemental burst consistently. However, if you want to deal maximum damage from her elemental skill, you have to go with swords that provide a ton of crit damage like her signature weapon, or Yuraku Misujiri. Or you can go with Key of Cognizant, which provides a ton of HP to FURINA, while also providing elemental mastery to FURINA and her party members based on her max HP, which makes it a good weapon choice for FURINA in reaction-based teams. After this, you can also go with the Battle Pass weapon Wolfang, which increases the damage dealt by FURINA while providing a ton of crit rate to her attacks, allowing you to stack HP or crit damage on FURINA through artifacts, resulting in good damage from her E-skill. Alternatively, the Dockhand's Assistant is also a viable option, which provides FURINA with a decent amount of HP and elemental mastery, while also helping her in restoring some energy, making it a good all-round option for FURINA. As for artifacts, you should definitely go with the Golden Troop set, as it increases elemental skill damage by up to 70%, which is massive for FURINA as that's her main source of damage. So this is definitely the best artifact set for FURINA. However, there are other options like 2-piece Heart of Depth plus 2-piece Nymph's Dream, or 2-piece Tenacity of Millilith along with 2-piece Ferocious's Glow, but only if you already have amazing pieces of these artifacts with good rolls on the substats. Otherwise, it's better to equip FURINA with the Golden Troop set, considering that it's now available in Artifacts Strongbox, which makes it much easier to farm this set for FURINA. Alternatively, for enhancing the support utility of FURINA, 4-piece Tenacity set is also a viable option for providing the 20% attack boost from this set to the whole party. Also, since FURINA can increase and decrease HP from the entire team, artifact sets like Marichaussee Hunter and Vermilion Hereafter, as well as these weapons, can be used on all characters who can benefit from its passive, which opens up new builds and team compositions for certain characters, adding a whole new dynamic to FURINA's abilities. Speaking of FURINA's abilities, keeping a good healer in the team, especially someone who can heal all party members simultaneously, boosts FURINA's E-skill damage and helps FURINA in collecting fanfare points more easily, allowing her to provide the maximum damage bonus to the whole party. With that being said, FURINA is quite flexible when it comes to her team compositions, as her buff boosts the damage of every single character regardless of their scaling attribute, making FURINA a great fit in most of the teams. However, she is especially good in teams that don't have a lot of support options like an Anemo or a Geo team, where FURINA can help in increasing the team's damage. Apart from that, FURINA pairs exceptionally well with Novelette and Hu Tao. As being a hydro-charged attack user whose damage scales with HP, there are only few supports available who can buff Novelette's damage. But since FURINA's buff boosts the damage of every single character, she is one of the major supports for Novelette. While for Hu Tao, since FURINA's E-skill can consume HP from the whole team, she helps Hu Tao in staying at low HP, which is essential for her to deal more damage. Also, both Novelette and Hu Tao benefit from Hydro Resonance, which increases their max HP by 25%, which increases their overall damage. Also, as an off-field Hydro character, FURINA is generally good in reverse Vaporize teams or in mono Hydro teams where the characters can take advantage of the additional HP provided by Hydro Resonance. Additionally, due to consistent Hydro application from FURINA's elemental skill, she can also be used in some of the reaction-based teams, like this Raiden Hyperbloom as well as Raiden Taser team, or this Kinnich Burgeon team, where the damage dealt through reactions are bonus damage on top of the damage dealt by your main DPS, which is amazing in terms of overall team's damage. All in all, FURINA works great in most of the teams, bringing a ton of value to the team, and is quite flexible. Now, regarding FURINA's constellations, her first constellation gives her 150 fanfare points instantly after using her elemental burst, making it easier to gain the maximum number of fanfare points for FURINA. And it also increases FURINA's fanfare limit by 100, increasing her maximum damage bonus from 75 to a maximum of 100%. So with C1, it's easier to stack fanfare points for FURINA while also increasing the amount of fanfare points she can possess, making it easier for her to provide more damage bonus to the team. With C2, FURINA gains 250% more fanfare points when nearby characters' HP increases or decreases, and each additional fanfare point will increase her max HP by 0.35% up to a maximum of 140%. So her second constellation not only makes it a lot easier to gain the fanfare points, but it also increases her max HP, resulting in more damage from FURINA. Her third constellation increases her burst talent level by 3, increasing the maximum damage bonus provided by FURINA up to 124%. With C4, FURINA restores some energy whenever her salon members hit an opponent or when she heals the active characters, gaining 4 energy once every 5 seconds. This will help FURINA in keeping her burst up consistently, making it easier to provide the buff more consistently to the team. At C5, her elemental skill talent level will be increased by 3, boosting her damage as well as her healing capability. And with the help of her C6, FURINA can now serve as an on-field DPS, as she gains Hydro Infusion after using her elemental skill, and the damage dealt by her normal charged and plunging attacks is increased based on FURINA's max HP, more so in her Numa arc alignment. And when her arc alignment is Ujia, hitting opponents with her normal charged and plunging attacks will provide heals to the whole party. However, these effects can only be triggered 6 times within 10 seconds, after which her Hydro Infusion gets removed. Now, among all of her constellations, C1 is the most important, followed by C3 and C2. And unless you want to build her as an on-field DPS, it's not worth it to pull for her constellations beyond C3. Also, she is already an insanely good support at C0 if you build her properly, so you'll be perfectly fine even without pulling for her constellations. However, if you do have wishes to spare for FURINA, then either C1 or at most C3 seems like a good stopping point while pulling for her constellations. And now to sum up everything about FURINA, she provides a huge damage bonus to all party members using her elemental burst while dealing lots of damage through her elemental skill, and also serving as a healer in certain situations. Also, since her buff is universally good for every character, she can easily fit into different teams, providing a ton of value to most of the teams in the game. All of this makes FURINA one of the most broken supports in the game, who is definitely worth pulling for to this very day. And that concludes everything about FURINA. Do let me know if you have any doubts in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!